Hello and welcome to Retro 500, where I take a look at a retro game in 500 words. Give or take 10%. Let's go. In 1993, Castlevania Rondo of Blood arrived on the PC Engine Super CD-ROM, delivering some of the best gameplay, graphics, and music the system had ever seen. 2 years later, it was very loosely adapted for the Super Nintendo as Castlevania Dracula X, where it received a lukewarm reception, mainly due to its inferiority and high difficulty, going down in gaming history as one of the most disliked Castlevania entries. But I'm not quite sure it deserves all the hate. It's the Middle Ages and Dracula has returned. This time he's kidnapped Richter Belmont's girlfriend Annette and her younger sister Maria as a means to lure the vampire hunter to his castle for revenge. As Richter, it's up to you to kick Drac in the sack and bring the girls back. It's not long before the game lives up to its reputation of being a tough son of a bitch. Enemy placement is borderline sadistic, with baddies often plonked on platform edges, just waiting to twat you into the abyss. Not to mention the overabundance of flying enemies, particularly Medusa heads. You'll learn to detest these airborne arseholes because they're the main obstacle standing between you and the best ending. The key to Maria and Annette's cells is at the end of a room full of pits and a near constant stream of Medusa heads. Fall into a pit and, instead of death, you're sent to an alternate version of the next stage, with no way back. Once you have the key, you need to get through the next stage without losing a life, because if you die, you lose your sub-weapon, which, in this case, is the key. This is easier said than done, as Richter has a very small invincibility period, and the stage's enemies, which include both bats and fleamen, are absolutely relentless. It's for this reason that I'm playing the version included in the Castlevania Advance Collection that has both save state and rewind abilities. When a game serves so much bullshit, you have to serve it right back. Despite the lack of balance, the game is still enjoyable, and a big part of that comes from its presentation. The backgrounds are colourful without breaking the atmosphere of the game and have a hand-painted look to them, feeling more organic and looking much less blocky than previous entries. The multi-layered fire effect in the first stage is fantastic, but that's it in terms of special effects for the rest of the game. The best part of Dracula X is, without a doubt, the music. I'm used to SNES games having a muffled, bass-heavy soundtrack, with copious amounts of toilet reverb. But this has some of the most crisp and clear sound I've heard on the console. You can literally hear that the guitar in the first stage is a Stratocaster. I've avoided comparing Dracula X to Rondo of Blood in this video because they're essentially two completely different games. If you take Dracula X on its own merit, you get an enjoyable Castlevania game that's far less shit than the internet would have you believe. So, abuse those save states, give Dracula the middle finger, and enjoy the adventure. It ain't Rondo of Blood, but that don't mean it ain't good. Hey, thank you for watching this episode of Retro 500. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider doing us a like, maybe even a subscribe, and you can touch my bell should you wish. If there's anything that you think that I missed, let me know down in the comments. But until next time, take care and goodbye.